Well, good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, a week before Christmas. Yes, it's been good. Coming up to a busy week. The last Sunday of Advent, which is love. Then we have Christmas Eve. And prepare for a new year. So today, it's more of a not devotion. Um, it's more of a story, but there's a lesson in it. So, yeah, I pulled out a book. It's called Christmas Stories for the Heart. It's an old book because it's kind of like messed up. I don't know if it got wet or whatever, because some of the pages don't open all the way, but some good stories by some one of my favorite writers is Max Lucado. He's in it. Chuck Swindoll, Jim and Shirley Dobson, and many others. Today's story um, is not one of the ones I mentioned, and but it's a good story. It's called The Christmas Guest. So I had to put my glasses on because the print is a little small in this book. And so anyways, it happened one day near December's end. Two neighbors called on an old time friend, and they found a shop so meager and poor, made bright with greenery from ceiling to floor. And Conrad was sitting with face ashine when he suddenly stopped as he stitched a twine. And he said, "Old friends, at dawn today, when the cock was crowing the night away, the Lord appeared in a dream to me and said, I'm coming your guest to be. So I've been busy with feet astir, strewing my shop with branches of fir. The table is spread and the kettle is shined, and over the rafters the holly is twined. And now I will wait for my Lord to appear and listen closely so I can hear his step as he nears my humble place. Then I'll open the door and look on his face." So his friends went home and left Conrad alone, for this was the happiest day he had known. For long since his family had passed away, and Conrad had spent many a sad Christmas day. But he knew with the Lord as his great guest, this Christmas would be the dearest and best. So he listened with only joy in his heart, and with every sound he would arise with a start and look for the Lord to be at his door, like the dream he had a few hours before. So he ran to the window after hearing a sound, but all he could see on the snow-covered ground was a shabby beggar whose shoes were torn and all his clothes were ragged and worn. But Conrad was touched and went to the door, and he said, "Your feet must be frozen and sore. I have some shoes in my shop for you, and a coat that will keep you warmer too." So with a grateful heart, the man went away. But Conrad noticed the time of day. He wondered what made the dear Lord so late, and how much longer he had to wait. Then he heard a knock and ran to the door, but it was only a stranger once more, a bent old lady with a shawl of black and a bundle of kindling piled on her back. She only asked for a place to rest, but that was reserved for Conrad's great guests. Yet her voice seemed to plead, "Don't send me away. Let me rest for a while on this Christmas day." So Conrad brewed her a steaming cup and told her to sit at the table and sup. But after she left, he was filled with dismay, for he saw that the hours were slipping away, and the Lord had not come as he said he would, and Conrad felt sure he had misunderstood. When out of the stillness he heard a cry, "Please help me and tell me where I am." So again he opened his friendly door and stood disappointed as twice before. There was only a child who had wandered away and was lost from her family on Christmas Day. Again, Conrad's heart was heavy and sad, but he knew he couldn't make this little girl glad. So he called her in and wiped her tears and quieted her of all her childish fears. Then he led her back to her home once more. But as he entered his own darkened door, he knew that the Lord was not coming today, for the hours of Christmas had passed away. So he went to his room and knelt down to pray. And Conrad asked, Lord, why did you delay? What kept you from coming to call on me? For I wanted so much your face to see. And then soft in his silence, a voice he heard, lift up your head, for I kept my word. 3 times my shadow crossed your floor. 3 times I came to your lonely door. For I was the beggar with bruised cold feet. I was the woman you gave something to eat. And I was the child on the homeless street. 3 times I knocked and 3 times I came in. And each time I found the warmth of a friend. Of all the gifts, love is the best. I was honored to be your Christmas guest. Yep. Never know when we're meeting Jesus, right? I mean, it goes back to Matthew 25, verses 35 through 36. It said actually 34. Then the king will say to those on the right, come who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For when I was hungry and you gave me something to eat, I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. We never know, do we? About the gifts. It's Christmas. It's more about giving, isn't it? That's the way it should be. Yes, it's nice to receive, but to give, it's just been right for Jesus that we entertain, right? So, so in another section of this book, it talks about daily gifts. And it says it's not too early to give some things away this Christmas, not just on Christmas Day, but during the whole days leading up. We could call these daily gifts our Christmas projects. Maybe one a day from now and then. But you know what? When I looked at these, we can do them year round. Let me tell you a few gifts that we can give away. Mend a quarrel. Hug somebody tightly and whisper, I love you so. Forgive an enemy. Be gentle and patient with an angry person. Find the time to keep a promise. Release a grudge. Here's a tough one. Gift of giving is to listen. Speak kindly to a stranger. Enter in another one's sorrow, especially at this time of year with Christmas. Smile. Laugh a little. Maybe even laugh a little more. Lessen your demands on others. Apologize if you were wrong. Pray for someone who helped you when you were hurt. Encourage an older person. There are many others. But let's make Christmas one long, extended gift of ourselves to others, unselfishly, without announcement or obligation or reservation. We can give. We'll see Jesus. Hoping that you are preparing yourself for the coming of the Lord as we celebrate his birth next week, but also for his return. But remember, love one another, be there for others. Jesus says, what you did for all of these, you did for me. Have a good rest of the week. Get your Christmas preparations settled, ready, so we can celebrate on Christmas Eve together. But I hope to see you even on Sunday. So go and have a blessed day.